Shaquille O'Neal is one of the most dominant players in NBA history. A 4-time NBA champion, 3-time Finals MVP, 15-time All-Star, and one of the funniest guys in NBA telly. But don't let Shaq's hilarious personality distract you from the fact that Shaq is one of the best centers we have ever seen. No one can compare to Shaq in his prime. Just check out how good the 4-time NBA champion was at his very best. Alley-oop versus the Blazers. There was once a time when Shaq and Kobe were just a young, exciting duo who were lighting up the NBA without any titles. They were facing elimination in the 2000 Western Conference Finals against the Portland Trail Blazers, down 15 in the fourth quarter. Shaq had been held quiet for quite a long time, but was able to explode in the fourth quarter and launch a Lakers comeback. He scored 9 points in the fourth quarter, and the final 2 of those came on one of the most famous alley-oops in NBA history. Kobe lobbed the ball up, and Shaq threw it down like he was trying to break the rim.
3 timeouts left, the Lakers have 2. Bryant to Shaq!
That dunk sealed the game for the Lakers and started them off on their road to the three-peat. Shaq dunks on Hakeem. One of the things that made Shaq so special was that he was able to excel in an era dominated by phenomenal centers. David Robinson, Patrick Ewing, Dikembe Mutombo, and Alonzo Mourning were all in Shaq's way. But his battles with Hakeem Olajuwon were particularly memorable. Shaq really showed off his superstar ability in only his rookie season. At the time, Hakeem was the reigning Defensive Player of the Year, and yet Shaq made the Rockets center look like the rookie in the matchup. Some quick passing from the Magic led to Shaq having the chance to dunk on one of his idols. Shaq attacked the rim with so much force it left Hakeem looking up at him. That was the moment when everyone knew that Shaq was going to be a superstar.
Turner chases it down. Shaq for 2 over Olajuwon. Oh, baby!
Shaq's one-handed alley-oop from Miami. Everyone seems to rewrite history when it comes to Shaquille O'Neal. Fans think that Shaq completely fell off as soon as he left the Lakers, but that is far from the truth. Shaq was still a dominant athlete when he was with the Miami Heat. Shaq will have absolutely loved this dunk in particular because it came against his former team, the LA Lakers, and the guy he fell out with, Kobe Bryant. After a missed jumper from Heat point guard Jason Williams, there was only one guy collecting the rebound. Shaq jumped over a defender to slam down the rebound for a dunk that almost shattered the rim. It was incredible to watch, and Lakers fans must have been missing the guy who was traded away after that dunk.
Williams passed out of 3, shoots the 2. Oh, and Shaquille O'Neal!
Shaq breaks the rim. When you're watching from the crowds or on telly, it might be difficult to realize just how powerful Shaq really is. Well, one sign of the strength Shaq put into his dunks is what he did to this rim while playing for the Magic. Even when he was younger, Shaq still had frightening power. In a game where you thought Nick Anderson would be the star for scoring 50 points off the bench, Shaq made sure all of the headlines were about him with this dunk. The Shaq attack was in full force against the Nets. As he always does, Shaq found himself in the paint with the ball in his hands and only one thing was on his mind. So the Magic Center did exactly what he always does and dunked the ball as hard as he possibly could. The rim couldn't handle Shaq and it folded in on itself, almost hitting the big man in the head. Shaq and the rim did not get on well. The craziest part about this clip is it came when he was just a rookie.
Did almost put it in too. Here's Bowie. Shaquille, whoa!
Shaq dunks on Chris Dudley. Guarding Shaq in his prime was almost impossible. It must have been so frustrating for NBA centers. They spent their entire careers being the biggest and strongest players on the court, and then they faced a guy who was stronger and bigger. That must have been how Chris Dudley felt in this clip. The Knicks center was trying his best to stop Shaq, but O'Neal knew all he had to do was back him down, get into the paint, and slam the ball down. That's exactly what Shaq did, making a seasoned NBA professional look like a gym teacher. Dudley was furious that he was made to look so stupid, with Shaq shoving him after the play just to add some insult to injury.
Bruh.
Dudley was so angry, he threw the ball at the Lakers center. So if you wanted to know how difficult it was to defend Shaq, then Dudley's actions should give you a bit of insight.
Here's Shaq. Against Dudley. Nice! Shaquille O'Neal was so powerful on that move.
Shaq's spin move versus Charlotte. Fans might remember Shaq as powerful and dominant, but he was a very skillful center. The big man had light feet and could twirl his way around defenders when he didn't want to go through the middle of them. Just watch his feet against Charlotte. Shaq shows off some dainty feet here as he spins past the defender for an easy dunk. He makes that move look simple for a guy who was known for running through the league's best defenders. Shaq was just graceful with the ball in a different way. He is easily one of the most skilled basketball players of all time with an incredibly high basketball IQ. It's just easy to forget that when Shaq was simply overpowering his opponents. Shaq's huge block versus the Rockets. It wasn't just on offense where Shaq was unstoppable. If you ever tried to drive into the paint where Shaq was standing, there was no way you were getting a shot up. Shaq could have an entire video just down to his incredible blocks. One of those came against the Rockets. After a faster guard had driven past Shaq, there was only one way he was going to get his revenge. Shaq was close enough to swat the ball away with ease. It's like watching a full-grown adult defending against children. That's just how dominant Shaq was in his prime on defense. He could swat away the shot of anyone who came into his path. How do you think Shaq had 12 seasons in the league with more than 2 blocks per game?
Mobley on the move to the basket. Lost it. There's the horn. Ball game.
Shaq blocks Allen Iverson. Even some of the best scorers in NBA history struggled to score against Shaq. Allen Iverson certainly had some infamous battles with the Lakers, but I'm sure he will want to forget this floater attempt early in his career. When AI put the shot up, he probably thought it was a great way to get the bucket over Shaq, except the Lakers center knew exactly what was coming. He leapt up in the air and smacked the ball away so hard I almost hit a fan straight in the face. That sort of block had a little bit of more malice to it. Considering all the brilliant performances that Iverson put in against the Lakers, Shaq would have enjoyed this one. It shows that even one of the most skillful scorers we have ever seen struggled to score on Shaq.
Iverson with it, forgot the ball. He's got it back. Gets out of the grasp.
Shaq's fast break versus the Spurs. At his very best, Shaq really could do it on both ends of the court against elite talent. Up against Tim Duncan in the playoffs, Shaq did what a center does and collected the rebound. What Shaq did next was nothing like a normal center. The big man's handles often get overlooked, but he showed off his impressive control by taking the ball the full length of the court. Shaq went coast to coast, actually breezing past the defender with his pace to throw down a monstrous dunk that got the crowd roaring.
And O'Neal leads the break. O'Neal looks to go all the way.
Similar to how Giannis is viewed by today's NBA fans, Shaq was impossible to stop in the paint when he picked up some speed. Shaq spins Hakeem Noah. Shaq had a really high basketball IQ and could outsmart some brilliant defenders, even towards the back end of his career. While his hair made him the target of ridicule, Hakeem Noah was such a brilliant defender in his prime. But even in Shaq's final years in the league, he showed a spark of what made him so special. In the 2010 playoffs, Shaq looked like the young, exciting rookie in the matchup. He caught Noah leaning and spun the Bulls center to make him look silly. Even at age 38, he could still pull out spin moves that guys in their primes would love to be able to pull off.
Jump shot on the perimeter. O'Neal. Boy, that's quick. There he goes.
So where do you think Shaq ranks all time? Put your thoughts in the comments down below, and while you are down there, hit that like button and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.